Normal Volnus, Mastery rank 9, 220 damage. Volnus Prime, Mastery rank 14, and 250 damage. As you can tell, comparing the two, the crit's slightly better, the status is slightly better, and the damage is better. The most important part of this is the fact that it is a slash-based hammer, which should make it a really interesting thing to play with. With the head being the uncommon drop on the Axii, is it the I1 relic? The Meso Z4 holding the normal blueprint for it, and the Neo V10 having the handle as the rare drop. I did have some weird colours on this, I never really used it that much. I could have sworn I'd polarized this thing, but just like Gora Prime, that glass looks so much better. Being a slash based hammer means, oh, this thing is just going to be, it better be very good. But unlike the other primes, it comes with, well, 2V polarities. Stance wise, you can fit whatever you want to this. You can format that out in the future if you want. I have not used a hammer in a long time, which is a weird thing for me to say, considering I basically lived with the Helio core for a long time. And that thing, I think that was a hammer. Kind of embarrassing having to go back and check, but the Helio core scans enemies you kill with it, so I just ran around with that for ages. This, same thing, it's a hammer. Weirdly enough, has the same polarity in there as well. Don't know really what to expect from this thing, or what I should have expected from this thing, because the Volnus Prime is just basically an upgrade of Volnus. But, being a hammer, things like slam attack, obviously massively upgraded from how it was before, and after using it, and dropping just one former into it, it is a melee weapon. They don't tend to need a lot of formers anyway, probably why I never formed the other one. The only question I had about this was, well, did it really need a Berserker build or a combo duration build mixed with, what's it called, Blood Rush? For that extra duration and everything else? Not really. I mean, obviously Blood Rush would have helped this a lot, but I kind of played with it a little bit, and just through the 4 dual stat elemental mods in here, it has viral and radiation, and 115.6% status chance. I kind of built this towards status rather than towards crit, which was weird because I did increase the crit chance, but I never increased the crit multiplier, because I went for adding more slash damage instead, because, all I can say is 13,091 slam damage on the heavy attack, with 7,854 on the normal slam attack. It's a hammer. Hammers always kind of peak for their slam attacks. No, I would not say at all this is the build I'm going to leave on this, simply because I want to try building it for crit. More importantly, I want a Riven for this that is more, I want to say crit based, but yeah, the 115.6% status, I would love to take that up much, much higher. I could obviously take out the crit chance, throw Weeping Wounds in. I think that took it to, well, it's status chance per combo multiplier, so if you're going melee only, it will add another 40%, but on the base stats, it won't change a thing. Obviously, the combo counter would make things so much better because, well, it can go up to 3, 4, 5 times the damage. But then again, you need to have enough enemies coming at you to keep that going. That's why I didn't throw something like body count on that usually I throw on most melee weapons, because going melee only, something like that means gaps between enemies can be taken down, or don't matter as much, because, well, the combo counter doesn't go down as much because you can add an extra 12 seconds by putting body count on. A lot of enemies around means that this thing will just, it'll do more and more and more damage. But that can be said about all melee weapons, not just this one. being a hammer, as aforementioned, the slam attack, the fact it does more slam attack and it does more heavy slam attack, and then you equip it and realize it does even more once you've got mods in, made this thing not only visually appealing, but it works wonders. All down to that 1.20 attack speed. Hammers always tended to be slow. This was a fast hammer that does slash proc, still has some impact, but still has really powerful slam attacks, which made it very, very powerful and very useful for heavy attacks. 15,709. If I must be brutally honest, that's the base damage. The slam damage is actually less than the base damage, so heavy attacks with this, obviously. Putting something like the Amalgam Organ Shatter mod in here instead of the crit mod that I have in, I don't know why I didn't do that. Let's actually go and do that really quickly and take that out instead, because, well, it does 85 instead of 120, but considering I don't have the damage multiplier mod in there, the wind up, oh, it's actually just the crit damage. The wind up for heavy attacks is going to be so much quicker, which is why I want to play with this a lot more, get a Riven, build it more towards the crit side. It's also the reason I didn't have that in here to begin with and just threw the crit chance in, because increasing the crit damage without increasing the crit chance is kind of pointless, but I'm not going to sacrifice, what is it, 2,000 damage across the board and 400 nearly for total damage just for the sake of crit. Yes, increasing the crit will help, but yeah, considering it has 115% status, have to play with this a lot more, but obviously the heavy attack wind-up speed, taking it down to 0.8 with the 15,000 damage and the 13,000 slam attack with the nice radius, and radial damage is really nice on this. Absolutely loving this weapon. And honestly, not what I expected. I really do think, because I haven't really used it that much yet, the Astilla Prime is what I was hoping was going to be the best of the new primes. I may have been wrong with this. The Volnus Prime may actually be the better of the new Prime weapons. Time will tell, because I have to obviously use the Astilla Prime. At the moment, well, the Volnus is not coming off. It is staying exactly where it is, so may form it once more if I can eventually find a Riven for this, but let's be honest, the Riven prices went through the roof when this thing came out anyway, so have to find it a different way. And with that, I think we'll leave this off here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.